YouTube, what's good, man? We back with another video, another weekly update on the 100K funded accounts that I have with my funded futures. So let's go over this week's trade. This week I had a trade on the 5th, which was not my model at all. I'm gonna go further into detail. And I had a trade on the 7th, just an activity trade for next week. But yeah, let's go ahead and go over the trade from the 5th. So on the 5th, on Tuesday, if you guys weren't on the charts, price dropped a lot. Price dropped a lot on the 5th. We got this, right? Price dropping a lot like that in the morning, in the AM session, because it's the only session I trade, right? So with price dropping down like that, in my mind, I'm like, okay, yeah, I've seen price plenty of times drop, and then have to return to equilibrium, right, of the current range, since we was deep in the discount. So, and we was also in a 4-hour RL. So I was like, okay, yeah, price could bounce from here, right? So seeing this close above this FA gap, wasn't no SMT. Well, it was SMT on the higher time frame, but we had this 1 minute close above this FA gap right here, and I was gonna enter. I entered early on that, and this is how it played out. It ended up being a loser. He got right here, and I was like, you know what? I shouldn't even gotten this trade, right? But even after that, me saying, yeah, I shouldn't have gotten this trade, I ended up getting back into the trade. Just impatience, man, impatience. So I feel like I had to trade today. I had to make some money today, or whatever, for some reason. So I got back in, and then price started back going down again. I wanted price to just, if we was gonna run, I want us to go ahead and run, touch the FA gap, and then run with inversion and run, not come back down and play around or chop. And I also was scared it was gonna chop since we had that big of a move or whatever. And I closed. When we got right here, I closed because I realized I was going on tilt. And I was gonna save myself from having a big unnecessary loss day. I really should have saved myself the mental capital and everything and not traded this day anyway, since it wasn't my model. But we didn't do that, and we ended up losing 145. But I can't complain too much about it because along the years my risk management has gotten better. I would have risked way more than I should have on this trade, and on this it's not a setup, but I would have risked way more than I should have on this a couple years ago, and I only lost 145 on it. So it's not too much for me to complain about. So let's go to this next trade. So on the 7th, on Thursday, this was the only other news day of the week. So this is the day I was really looking to participate in the market, looking for something. So this is my analysis. Weekly RL to ERL. We have the SMT between Dow and the other two correlated assets. So I'm looking for a 4-hour market maker buy model. This was the current price action. I was looking for us to trade into this 4-hour RL right here, then get a push up. Create SMT, create my model, then get a push up. If we didn't, I still would have entered on a 4-hour RL once we started rebounding a little bit and looking bullish, since this higher time frame is bullish. Remember, weekly RL to ERL. So I'm bullish on the higher time frame. But gotta keep in mind, we had tariffs go into effect at midnight this night, which I knew nothing about up until they actually went into effect. So I was kind of curious to see how the New York Open would be, and we had this very aggressive sell-off. So once we had that very aggressive sell-off, I wasn't too fond of trying to get into the market and be bullish. Just didn't look like that was the order flow for today. But we are keeping in mind that I am still bullish on the higher time frame. So we ended up not getting anything this day. Then I needed an activity trade for next week, so I ended up taking a quick scalp sale on Dow Jones since it was the weaker pair out of the three, and we ended up making $2, and that was cool with me. I didn't lose, and it was an activity trade anyway. So that had wrapped up Thursday. Remember that aggressive sell-off I just showed you? This is the price action from Friday on the 8th. This is how we respected this 4-hour RL right here. I didn't participate in the market today because, for one, it's against my rules because it wasn't any news. So I really marked out this to make sure that we respect this or not. If we would have disrespected this 4-hour RL and then closed below this, we probably got like the continuation down to the daily ERL on YM, but we didn't. So us disrespecting this for RL and continuing on bullish towards ERL, we still look bullish in my eyes. So next week I'll be looking for continuations. Hopefully we don't get that CPI news and then that one stab into the ERL. I mean, we could, but that one I wouldn't want that to happen. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Another thing is gas and oil had a 4-hour RL to ERL, but it wasn't no SMT, so it was invalidated. It was nothing I wanted to participate in because it wasn't SMT. 100K. But it's just good to see that prices starting to like get out of the consolidation that it was in. Same thing with gold, man. Same thing with gold. I ended up actually taking this on my paper trading account. It's weekly RL to ERL. I ended up taking this, and this is what happened. I ended up tagging it weekly RL. I think it was some sort of news of it because that was overnight, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I ended up taking it on my paper trading account, not on a live account. The setup on this came in the PM session, and I was at work during the PM session. I don't like trading if I can't actually monitor the trades. Not actually monitor the trades, but I just don't like trading if I'm not at my base, you know. And another thing is, I wasn't gonna be able to copy trade it either. Yeah. But yeah, that sums up my video for this week. That's my weekly recap. These are the current stats right now. Working on getting this win percentage higher and this profit factor. That's really what I need to get higher and keep this at a lower number. It shouldn't be that high, to be honest. I've been taking way more trades than I should have, but it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. We'll get there when we get there. I've been in this 100K funded stage for 70 days now, and we're still break even, basically. But yeah, we'll get there. This is our first target, 2100. So yeah, with patience and discipline, we'll get there. I've been in this scenario before. I've been in worse scenarios and overcome. So I'm not really tripping. It's just I'm trying to get over the forcing trades and just not just waiting for my setup. But hopefully we work on that, and you guys see that by the end of this month if we get 3 setups. But yeah, that wraps up this week's 100K funded recap video. I'll see you guys next week with another video.